I'm Kathy Lang, and I'm an online facilitator for Smart Family and Friends. I've been doing this for a little over 6 years, and it's been an amazing journey from start to finish. Well, I'm not finished yet. And I've seen the program grow tremendously, but we have a lot more to do, I knew nothing about SMART, even though my background, I was in a former life a social worker. My area of expertise was not at all substance abuse, and through my own personal experience with a family member, I was introduced to SMART, and I was clueless. And my biggest issue really is that so many people out there are still clueless, that we have a long way to go to bring what SMART can do for families over and above for those who are in recovery. So that's really why I'm still very much connected to SMART and why I'm really passionate about what we have the power here to do to help others. When I first came on board, I took the recovery training as if I would be conducting meetings, facilitating meetings for those in recovery. And since that time, a specific family and friends facilitators training has been developed, which is terrific. And I think the latest, we have 500 people who have been trained through that training. So people now take the regular training and they can then enroll in the Family and Friends Facilitators training as well. So that's been wonderful. We have lots more meetings out in the community. I think we're around 140, not enough, but we're at about 140 face-to-face meetings for families. We have a lot of growing to do. Now, as far as what do we do, it's really different than the traditional 12-step approach, and I'm sure most people who know something about SMART aren't at all surprised to hear that. The approach is really very much counter to what people hear about in the wider culture, what families hear, which is basically there's nothing they can do. They have to let their loved one hit rock bottom. And there's a lot of frustration, unhappiness, a terrible fear out there. The truth is we know that that's really not an approach that's helpful. And in fact, quite the opposite. It's really through a whole different approach to our loved one that we could possibly do something that might be effective in helping them reach recovery. So I think that that's the frustration for all of us connected, is that what we see is what everyone else in our culture sees, which is, dragging them to treatment, trying to intervene and manage their loved one's addiction, really just doing the same things over and over again that are not only don't work, but they actually often contribute to the addiction worsening. So we've really just work on helping families understand that no, you don't have to wait for rock bottom. There are things you can do for yourself, which is really very important. We stress that it's really important for family to get out of the business of managing their loved one's addiction, to get on with living their life and reclaiming their life. At the same time, perhaps giving their loved one a chance at recovery by not interfering with those natural consequences of the addictive behavior, which is really my personal take on this, is that's the number one biggest issue that I see in my meetings. That people struggle so much with the issue of, am I helping by doing this, or am I hurting by doing this? And that's really a big struggle, and we work a lot on supporting people to take those difficult steps sometimes to say, no, you're really helping, even though in the moment it doesn't feel that way, it feels uncomfortable, but what you're doing is giving your loved one the possibility of some consequences that might motivate them, might help them in their quest to reach recovery.